Good morning. I'm going to read chapter 3 from Jubilees for you this morning. And I hope you enjoy this chapter. On the 6 days of the second week, we brought according to the word of Yahuwah unto Adam all the beasts of the cattle, and all the birds, and everything that moves on the earth, and everything that moves in the water, according to their kinds, and according to their types. The beasts on the first day, the cattle on the second day, the birds on the third day, and all that which moves on the earth on the fourth day, and that which moves in the water on the fifth day. And Adam named them by all their respective names, and as he called them, so was their name. And on these 5 days Adam saw all these, male and female, according to every kind that which was on the earth. But he was alone, and found no helpmeet for him. And Yahweh said to us, It is not good that man should be alone. Let us make for him a helpmeet. And Yahuwah, sovereign ruler, caused a deep sleep to fall upon him. And he slept, and he took for the woman one rib from amongst his ribs, and this rib was the origin of the woman from amongst his ribs. And he built up the flesh in its stead, and built the woman. And he awakened Adam out of his sleep, and on awakening he rose on the 6th day. And he brought her unto him, and he knew her, and said to her, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called my wife, because she was taken from her husband. Therefore shall a man and a wife be one, and therefore shall a man leave his father and mother, and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. In the first week Adam was created, the rib, his wife, in the second week. He showed her unto him, and for this reason the commandment was given to keep their defilement for a male 7 days, and for a female twice 7 days. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created, we brought him unto the Garden of Eden, to till and to keep it. But his wife they brought in on the 8th day, and after this she entered into the Garden of Eden. And for this reason the commandment was written on the heavenly tablets, in regard to her that gives birth. For if she bears a male, she shall remain in her uncleanliness 7 days, according to the first week of days. And 30 days and 3 days shall she remain in the blood of her purification. And she shall not touch any Kodesh thing, nor enter into the sanctuary, until she accomplishes these days which are enjoined in the case of the male child. But in the case of the female child, she shall remain in her uncleanliness 2 weeks of days, according to the first 2 weeks, and 66 days in the blood of her purification, and they will be in all 80 days. And when she had completed these 80 days, we brought her into the Garden of Eden, for it is most Kodesh than all the earth, besides, and every tree that is planted in it is Kodesh. Therefore there was ordained regarding her who bears a male or a female child the statute of those days, and she should touch no coatish thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until these days for a male or female child are accomplished. This is the Torah and the testimony which was written down for Israel, in order that they should observe it in all the days. And in the first week of the first Jubilee, Adam and his wife were in the Garden of Eden for 7 years, tilling and keeping it. And we gave him work, and we instructed him to do everything that is suitable for the tillage. And he tilled the garden, and was naked, and knew it not, and was not ashamed. He protected the garden from the birds and the beasts and the cattle, and gathered its fruit, and he ate, and put aside the residue for himself and for his wife, and put aside that which was being kept. And after the completion of 7 years, which he had completed there, 7 years exactly, and in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the woman. And the serpent said unto the woman, Has Yahweh commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of the tree of the garden? And she said to it, All of the fruit of the trees of the garden Yahweh, Yahshua, has said to us, Eat. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh said to us, You shall not eat, neither touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said to the woman, You shall not surely die, for Yahweh does know that on that day you shall eat thereof, your eyes will be opened, and you will be as gods, and you will know good and evil. And the woman saw the tree, and it was agreeable and pleasant to the eye, and that its fruit was good for food. So she took thereof, and she ate. And when she had first eaten, she covered her shame with fig leaves. She gave thereof to Adam, and he ate, and his eyes were opened, and he saw that he was naked. And he took fig leaves and sewed them together, and made an apron for himself, and covered his shame. And Yahweh cursed the serpent, and was wroth with it forever. And he was wroth with the woman, because she listened to the voice of the serpent, and did eat. And he said to her, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your pains. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and your return shall be unto your husband, and he will rule over you. And to Adam he also said, Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and you have eaten of the tree which I commanded that you should not eat thereof, cursed be the ground for your sake. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth for you, and you shall eat your bread in the sweat of your face, till you return to the earth whence you were taken. For earth you are, and unto earth you shall return. And he made for them coats of skin, and clothed them, and sent them from the Garden of Eden. And on that day which Adam went forth from the garden, he offered a sweet savor of frankincense and balm, and galbanum, and stacte, and spices in the morning, with the rising of the sun from the day when he covered his shame. And on that day was closed the mouth of all the beasts of the cattle, and of the birds, and whatever walks, and whatever moves, so that they could no longer speak, for they had all spoken with one another in one lip and with one tongue. And he sent out of the garden all flesh that was in the Garden of Eden, and all flesh was scattered according to its kinds and according to its types, unto the places which had been created for them. And to Adam alone did he give wherewithal to cover his shame of all the beasts of the cattle. And on this account it is prescribed in the heavenly tablets as touching all those who know the judgment of Torah, that they should cover their shame, and should not uncover themselves as the Gentiles uncover themselves. And on the new month of the 4th month, Adam and his wife went forth from the Garden of Eden, and they dwelt in the land of Eldah, in the land of their creation. And Adam called his wife Eve. And they had no son till the first Jubilee, 8 a.m. And after this he knew her. Now he tilled the land as he had been instructed in the Garden of Eden. Thank you for listening to this chapter of Jubilees chapter 3. And if you liked this message, please click the little thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Walking in Yah's Way, so that you will be updated each time there's a new video available. And please share this message with friends. At a later time, I'm going to address these chapters in Jubilees and pick out a few key points to discuss different variations from different translations in the Bible and what we are learning here in Jubilees from the Dead Sea Scrolls. And I thank you again for listening. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Yahweh bless.